Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grow up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Name, where you always pray, that still ain't enough. Yeah. You don't know how hard I pray when he looked in my grave and he told me to get up. Yeah. Yes. That was enough for me. Y'all give me a second. What's going on, family? This song right here been getting your girl through. Ready, set, go. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me just set up on these platforms, y'all. And he told me to get up. Yep. That was enough for me. Hey. Ready, set, go. What y'all know about that? The name above names, worthy of all this praise, that still ain't enough. No, you don't know how hard I pray when he looked at my grave and he told me to get up. Yep. Hey. That was enough for me. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? What's up, TikTok? What's up, Instagram? Ready, set, go. What's going on, family? Turn that down now. What's going on? What's going on? It's been a cool minute. It's been a cool minute. What's going on? Let me know who's tapping in with me. I'll see you. LaWanda, Blessed. I'll see y'all. What's going on, family? I'm still standing. I'm still here. I'm still alive. That's a blessing. You understand? That's a blessing. We've been fighting some battles, real talk. So things that used to matter don't matter anymore. And things that don't matter anymore. Every day is a blessing, real talk. Every day. And I want to first and foremost say that. Every day is a blessing. It don't matter what you believe. Every day is a blessing. People are out here fighting real battles and going through real challenges that we don't know nothing about. And every day that you are alive, every day that you can do this, every day that you can blink your eyes, every single day that you can hug your family, every single day that you can pick up your phone, get in your car, live in your house, turn on your light switch. That's an underrated blessing, real talk. We take a lot of things for granted. But I just want to let everybody know. Every day, it's the small things that matter the most. You understand? If y'all don't mind over here on TikTok, just giving me a whole bunch of hearts. It's free. It ain't going to cost nobody nothing. It's going to actually help me beat the algorithm and get me into the For You page. I got something to say. Y'all ain't seen me in a cool minute, okay? And the bare minimum that I'm asking is that you don't mind sharing over here on Instagram and over here on YouTube, and you don't mind sending them hearts up over here on TikTok. The reason why y'all have not seen me as often as you used to see me is because now I value my time a little bit more better. When I started out this message on tonight, this broadcast on tonight, and I said that everything is a blessing, and I absolutely mean that. And you do not actually, you really can't grasp that concept until what we take for granted is no longer available to our use. A lot of us take life for granted. A lot of us take life for granted. The beauty of life, the healing nature that life itself, putting your feet in the grass, touching a tree, hugging a tree, looking at a flower. We got so much, garbage and rubbish going on all around us that we don't actually take the time to value and enjoy the small things. I know y'all see my shirt here on tonight. I gotta wear what I can't get back on a shirt. Matter of fact, both of my sons are on this shirt. I can't get them back in this life. So everything about my life has changed. My time is more valuable. My time is well organized. Your time, that is the greatest asset that you have in this life, is your time. Second greatest asset that you have in this life is your mind. Your time and your mind. Because what you focus on in your mind is what you're going to spend your time doing. If you're feeding yourself garbage, then you're going to have garbage. If everything is negative and murmuring and complaining, then that's what your life is going to represent. That's what you're going to actually receive back, because that's what you put out. If entertainment and watching TV and all of this other stuff that really don't profit us nothing, scrolling social media, if that is what you put your time to and your mind to, that's what you're going to get back. Drama, entertainment, gossip, real talk. So I value my time a lot more now. And therefore, I'm not just coming out here loosely with my time, trying to talk to people who really ain't trying to do that with their time. And so I named it, over here, I put it in the title, Let Me Reintroduce Myself. Because what people don't realize is when you go through something so traumatic as losing your child, everything about your life has to be rewired, reprogrammed. You got to learn how to live again. And then imagine doing that 2 times, because you got 2 sons that is no longer in the earth because of what people in high positions with lots of money, with power and influence, because of what they did. That's a hell of a sacrifice. So now I got to learn how to restructure everything, business, life, the way that I live, the way that I parent, the way I'm a wife, the way I'm a coach, my business, everything about my life was flipped upside down like that. And so I'm processing that. I'm making peace with that. I'm relearning me as I learn how to live again. I'm relearning myself. The flaws. All of the flaws. And I got to be real because I don't know no other way to be but real. Most people in position, most business people, most influencers, very seldomly they gonna give you the real, raw, and uncut. Dr. T gonna give you the real, raw, and uncut. I have to learn how to live my life all over again, and it's not easy. When you've been accustomed to living life a certain way, and then your whole way of life is disrupted by something so traumatic, you got to learn how to live through that. And that's not an easy task. Y'all heard the saying, only the strong survive. That's a real life saying. I've never ever thought about, carrying such a heavy responsibility, a heavy weight. Most people don't see the behind the scenes to people who are leading. People who are leading because they suffered a loss, an incurable loss, a traumatic loss. And those are the people that say, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to use my loss to reach the lost, to educate and to impact, and to make sure that I make a difference in this earth, that I take my pain and turn it into power. That's not easy. That's not easy at all. All of the hell you got to go through for one, just to take charge. And then when you put yourself on the front line, and I'm speaking on all perspectives, for those that are in leadership, in like religious leadership, those that are in governmental leadership, those that are in community leadership, it does not matter. When you take on the assignment to become a leader and lead people, you become a target. You become a target. And that alone is not easy. And then when you're leading people who really don't know no better, that's complicated too. Because they're fighting against the very person that got their deliverance or their breakthrough or whatever in their bosom, in their belly. The ones that said, whether I live or whether I die, sacrifice. All of our great leaders, whether they are I can't even say the word right now, indigenous. Yeah, take that, Satan. Whether they are indigenous, whether they are, Afro, African descent, whether they are of Latin descent, it don't matter. All of the leaders that have preceded us took great loss. And what was their reward? What was their reward? All the way, if you biblical, spiritual, all the way from Moses. What was Moses' reward? This man was called to lead a nation of people who could not get it right. They mumbled, they grumbled, they complained, they rebelled, they were hard-headed. They didn't want help. They didn't want to listen. And because of his frustration with these people who would not change, this man missed the promised land. He did something that he was never supposed to do out of frustration. They complaining about water. The Most High said, speak to the rock. He hit the rock. and miss the promised land that was promised to him. Being a leader. Dr. Martin Luther King, what was his reward? What was his reward? He marched, fought, was jailed, was assassinated. What was his reward? We are benefiters of his sacrifice as a leader. Harriet Tubman, what was her reward? What was her reward? We benefited off that woman's sacrifice because she stood in a position of leadership and say, whether I live or I die, this is what I'm going to do. Cesar Chavez, Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, these leaders, what was their reward? They went through hell outside and inside. And everybody else got to benefit from their sacrifice. Everybody else got to benefit. So what was their reward? It ain't never easy saying yes to the assignment where you say, I am willing to live or die for the liberation of people that will probably come up against me, never support me, talk about all the things that's wrong about me, will come and use up my time, usurping wisdom that I had to pay a price for. See, you got to be prepared to be a leader. You ain't just born into leadership. You may be a born leader, but you are not born into leadership. It comes with sacrifices. My whole life was preparation. My whole life was preparation. I was born into a household. My mother was a single mother. My mother was traumatized from her upbringing and turned to what she thought was going to ease her pain and bring her comfort, which was drugs. My father was an absent father. He was in prison all my life. All my life. You don't know the hell that I have had to go through. You don't know the cost of this oil. Homeless at 12 years old, sleeping in hospitals, eating out of garbage cans, being raped and molested over 50 times. 5 of my children is from rape. 5 of them. Including this son that passed away. Still kept him. I had to go back and get my mama and my brother off the streets at 15 years of age. Make sure we got a roof over our head. Make sure we don't never gotta be homeless again in somebody else's house. People tripping on us and telling us to get out, and all of the foolishness. Me being touched on in all these different homes and places. Nobody ever to protect me. Nobody. I didn't know what that was. Addicted to alcohol at the age of 12 or 13 years of age, drinking Cisco, could have OD'd or whatever you call it when you alcohol poison. You know what I'm saying? Just very, very traumatic experiences back to back. Being in foster homes, group homes. people abusing me in the foster care system. Became a ward of the state, and they never wanted to let me go. All my childhood, I was sitting back thinking, wow, I as a child, I always wanted to play music. I love music. Very musically inclined, violin, trombone. I was in the marching band. People made fun of me in the marching band, bullied me out of the marching band, take my instruments home, and my mama coming down off her stuff. And you know what I'm saying? She don't want to hear the instrument. I never got to live for me, who I was called to be. Born, I was either in protection mode, worry mode about my mama. I was either in fighting mode, trying to defend myself. Very tumultuous lifestyle. Very tumultuous childhood. Trauma after trauma after trauma. You hear me? And all I knew was I ain't gonna quit. I ain't gonna give up. I know something better on the other side of this. I don't know what it is, but I got crazy faith. It's blind. I don't even see it, but I just feel it. Something got to be different than this. House shot up, selling drugs, in gangs, you name it. I ain't never had to sell my body. The reason probably why I did not is because of all the rape. Just traumatized. They tell you to suck it up and keep moving through it, and you just going on with untreated trauma. Hooking up with the wrong kind of man. I got a lot to say, and I ain't gonna say it tonight. I'm gonna reserve that. But when I tell you I had to pay for this, I'm the woman for the job, just my business. I'm a bona fide, born again, demon slanging minister. I'm a servant. Period. I'm not a religious nut, or I'm not a spiritual nut and a religious fruit. No, it's real on mine. I had to pay a price for this. I had to pay a price for this. I'm still making sacrifices and paying prices to take the charge on the lead that I have been assigned to carry. Imagine saying yes to the assignment, and a week later your son dropped dead. Boom. That was the enemy's way of making me tap out. Because the devil ain't never afraid of your words. He afraid of your movements. See, he wanted me entangled. He wanted me mentally ill. He wanted me traumatized. He wanted me all of that. That's why he did it. He wanted me bound. That's why he did it. He never wanted me to get free because he knew this is a history maker. This is a chain breaker. This gonna be the one right here that's rock solid. This is gonna be the one right here that ain't gonna quit. This gonna be the one that tell the people the truth. This gonna be the one that lead the people by the masses. This gonna be the one. So I gotta get all messed up. I gotta get her all bruised. I gotta get her all broken, all raped up, all traumatized, all beaten down. I got to stop her. And so imagine dealing with all of that. When I tell y'all, I got some stuff that if I told you, it would blow your mind. It would blow your mind. You'd be like, how was you even living? I know that I am only living by the grace of God. That's why I can boldly proclaim that God is real. This ain't no fake stuff. This ain't nothing no preacher then told me. This ain't none of that. See, you can't convince me or persuade me otherwise because I know him in real life. How you take something so messed up and give a charge to lead other people? How? I'm like, you call me to do what? To help people? And this whole time in my life, I'm thinking that I'm punished. I'm being punished. I'm suffering for some reason, unknown reason, not knowing that it was created and brooding in me purpose. Baby, I gave you a testimony that can touch the whole entire world. Do you understand? You can touch those that's been raped. You can touch those that's been poor. You can touch those that's been abused. You can touch the women that's been single. You can touch the brothers that's been fatherless. You can touch too many people. I gave you a fully loaded, unusual assignment. And when I say, yeah, after fighting it all that time, because your girl over here used to be something else. All that trauma, I'd go off on anybody real quick. It'll be up. I break up everything. I remember I would break up everything in my house and go rebuy it again and break it up all over again. Just enraged. Just enraged. Respect was big. So if you ever disrespected me, that was like, wow, that was something that I couldn't let go. Because respect wasn't given to me. I had to earn mine. I had a lot of work to do. All of the bondage. All I knew was baggage and bondage and trauma and abuse and lack and poverty. That's all I knew my whole life. And then when I finally say, yes, God, because I'm going to tell you, everywhere I went, including my Caucasian counterparts, they be like, there's something about you. There's some type of heavy anointing on you for the African American community. And you know what I used to be like? Yeah, right. You crazy? Love my people, but baby, they ain't together. Them be the worst ones that'll hurt you. So for a long time I ran. You know why? Because it was my own people that looked like me that hurt me all my life. All my life. They want us to talk about what the other nations do to us and done to us and then did to us. But what about what we do to us? My greatest pain came from people that look like me, people that are supposed to protect me, people that are supposed to love me. So ain't no way in the world that I was willing to go to bats and fight and be there for people that look like me when all the people that look like me ever did was hurt me. So I ran from that. And the more that I ran and the more that I ran and the more that I ran, the more hell I went through. Y'all put them likes up over here on TikTok. We just having an open, honest conversation. I want to let you know who I am. Because a lot of people don't know. They see me show up and they be like, who is she? Why is she so hardcore? Why is she so bold? Why is she so spicy? I'm giving you some insight about who Dr. Tawana Worlds is. And who I am even becoming after this tragedy. Because I didn't have nobody to love me, parents like that. They weren't capable. Not that they didn't love me. They weren't capable of loving me and nourishing me. I'm a young woman. I didn't know nothing about a menstrual. I wasn't taught. And that ain't to badmouth my mother. Because my mother did exactly what her purpose was to the best of her ability. Cooking and cleaning and raising a house and having kids, that was not taught to me. That was not taught to me. How to let men treat me, that wasn't taught to me. My father was absent. I thought rape was normal. It happened so many times. It seemed like everywhere I went, somebody wanted to touch me. I didn't know why. The father had gave me, a full-breasted chest. Like, that was the main reason why a lot of men be like, wow, So the body shame, I hated myself. Self-hatred was real. Why did you make me like this? Why did I have to suffer? I came into this world with a purpose, on purpose, knowing exactly what I wanted to do and who I was called to be. My life was turned upside down. After the age of 3 or 4, baby, it was over. Why was I bullied? Why did people talk about me? I never had the ability to just give myself away to a person without it being taken from me. Having to go live at strangers' houses because I didn't have nowhere to stay in exchange to be violated. Eating out of garbage cans, being talked about, laughed about. You got a mama go home, going to school, being talked about everywhere, all my life. All my life. I used to internalize everything. That's right, Pedro. Congratulations to you, brother. Much love to you. That's the best decision you can ever make. Straight up. So working through all of that, being hurt by the church, taken advantage of, working through all of that. And like I said, everybody that I knew from my house to the church house that looked like me hurt me. So me trying to lead people and go through all of these things and be hungry. I remember y'all walking down the street with 6 children. This young man, all my children, 6 children as a single mother. Because I got tired of being abused. So I chose a life to take care of 6 children by myself. Walking down the street and people riding by with water guns full of urine. In domestic violence situations and shelters telling me, no, we can't take you, you got too many kids. Not having nowhere to go in my time of homelessness because I had too many kids. And nobody knew why I had so many kids. What was the backstory behind that? That a lot of my children, 5 out of the 9, was conceived in rape. I settled so I could have a place to stay. Get off the streets. I was afraid walking down alleys and being chased by perverts. Went to juvenile hall over 50 times. Angry. And then I finally say yes. And my son dropped dead. And I could have ran that then. I could have said, oh, hell no. I done been through enough in my life. I could have ran, but I did not. The fire was lit on the inside of me. And you know what the first thing that I said? Because this is what the spirit of my son, that's what I'll say. Because the body goes back to the dirt. What I heard was, Mama, don't let this happen to nobody else. Take care of yourself. And Mama, don't let this happen to nobody else. Every day that I get up, Every day that I get up, it's on purpose, y'all. It's on purpose. Because I vowed that I would not let this happen to another. And that I was not going to stop. Because the enemy saw an open door and took my son out of the earth. God does not steal, kill, or destroy. That is the characteristics of his enemy, Satan. So I knew who did what they did to my son. And it was to stop me. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to make sure if this don't happen to another child, any child, but especially to those that look like my child. And the very next day after my son passed away, it was game on. And then fast forward, after the loss of him and my whole entire family, my children, everybody in my family is absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated. Life turned upside down. I got to be there for them. I got to keep the family together, because I'm going to tell you ladies something, especially the ladies that are listening, and the brothers too, if they don't already know this. And I don't usurp authority. I understand kingdom. So I don't usurp my brothers. And I'm not teaching them anything. I'm sharing wisdom and insight. That's it. But when the enemy wants to attack a whole family, he don't come for the man. When the enemy want to destroy something, especially generations, see, the enemy's tactics are to destroy generations. He's not interested in destroying one person. I'm interested in destroying what's in your lineage, what's in your bosom, what's in your loins. And so when the enemy wants to come and take out a family, he don't go after the man, he go after the woman. Ladies, we must be wise and not ignorant of Satan's devices. He didn't go to Adam, he went to Hava, Eve. And that is why it is written, I will put enmity between thy seed and the woman's seed, the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Enmity is a war. The enemy will always attack us as women to get to the man, to get to the children, to tear down the whole entire family. If the enemy want to come in and like, if the fathers are not in the home, that tears down the family. If the father is not in the home, there's no order. And then the identity that comes from the father is obsolete. But if the enemy want to tear down the home, he's going to hit the woman. She can't be a wife. She can't be a mother. She can't be an effective person. She's been attacked emotionally. That's how he attack us. Through the soul, mind, will, and emotions. That's how he attack us. That is how. If I can get the kids acting crazy, the woman is not at her best. She's stressed out. She's crying. She don't understand why the kids ain't listening. If I can get the man to cheat on the woman, she's emotional. She's not 100%. I have broken into her. If I can have somebody rape her, I have broken into her mind, her will, and her emotions. So therefore, she can never submit to her husband. She'll be too traumatized. She can never be intimate with her husband because she's traumatized by the rape or the molestation. It affects the whole entire family. So after the first son, and the reason why I said yes, I'll fight for you, son, is because my son was murdered by a system that have murdered other people's sons and lots more people's sons. You understand me? They told me I needed my son medicated to get an education. I refused. They came in and said, well, we'll take our kids from you if you don't medicate them. Because we have legally labeled him and you are illegally registrar, not taking care of our kids the way that we said you must take care of our kids when you sign as a registrar on the birth certificate. I know this is probably a little too heavy for some people, and that's quite all right. It'll make sense in a little bit. I said I'm not fighting people, I'm fighting systems. Systems. So I'm forced now to put them on a drug that will either make him become homicidal, suicidal, or he'll be a drug addict for the rest of his life. It ain't no win-win situation. It's a lose-lose situation. And because I lack knowledge thereof and was bullied into giving it to him, that killed my son. So I said, all right. Systemically, this system has killed a lot of our sons. And we talk about the problem with no solutions. Well, what's the solution? Because I need to know the solution so I can change the narrative. I'm not finna be getting out here hooping and hollering and marching in the street and all of that stuff. That stuff don't work. It ain't worked all these years. People still marching and ain't got not a lick of reparations. Still ain't got them 40 acres or a mule. That stuff don't work. They actually know how to get you to go home. Touch that money. Touch that unemployment. Touch that EDD. Touch that welfare. Touch that whatever handout. They'll go home. Right? It's control. So I'm like, what is the solution? What's going to help liberate our people? And then the blueprint was given, and I ran with that. And then the father said, now I want you to do something different. I want you to go and buy your 40 acres back. And I want you to teach other people how to do that very thing. And I want you to help my people get out of systems that have kept them oppressed, ensnared. And let me tell you, it's not only melanated people. It's not only melanated people that are systemically enslaved. The whole workforce, all of that, period. Schools, all of that, okay? So then I was like, okay, the only way to change this is to change the very thing that we have not had, which is an equal level playing field. And then I started teaching that. And the same system that told me to give my son the medication is the same system that locked my oldest son up for taking his sister's car after he heard that his 15-year-old brother was dead and he was never coming back to life. They locked him up for taking his sister's car and hitting 2 parked cars, and locked him up for that. Right? And then once they locked him up for that, refused to let him go. We're going to make sure that we keep him in custody because he hit 2 parked cars, which caused a lot of damage. Not understanding, and hopefully Johnny Cantrell 231 could stay around. Oh, y'all in for a treat. Y'all make sure y'all following me, especially over here on YouTube. Start a podcast called Black and White so we can educate those that just think, they just make rash statements and comments about things they absolutely know nothing about. People don't commit crimes because they want to commit crimes. There's always an underlying issue. And my son didn't commit a crime. He made a mistake. All he knows was I was on the phone and my mama said, your brother is dead. I got to get out of here. I got to go. I don't know how to drive. My mama's in Alabama. I'm in California. I don't know what was in his mind. But I'm assuming he didn't go out and steal somebody else's car. He took my daughter's car without knowing how to drive, and he hit 2 parked cars. That was his charge. And then they said, we went to court 3 days later. Then they say, no, we're not going to let him out. We're going to schedule his court date in 2 weeks. And I'm like, wait a minute, his brother just passed away. And that's the reason why he had my daughter's car. My daughter's not pressing charges or any of that. No, we want to make sure that we watch him. We want to make sure that, he comes back. He's not a threat. He ain't ever been in y'all system. None of my children have ever been in your system. Not your foster care system. Not your jail system. He don't have a record or anything. We want him to go to his brother's funeral. Well, we'll allow him to go to his brother's funeral, but we'll keep him in custody until his next court date. Okay, cool. Whatever he did and he needed to learn, I'm all for that, okay? I'm all for that. Okay, well, Mr. Perfect Johnny Cantrell, okay? You can't make right and wrong. How many wrong have you made? Now, let me ask you that. How many wrong mistakes have you made in your life? How many wrong mistakes did you make this week? Because we all got free will. We can choose right or wrong. And every day, lots of people choose to do the wrong thing, even though they know the right thing. Right? Okay? But thank God for grace. And thank God that Johnny is not God. Okay? Nevertheless, this was a mistake that this kid made that cost him his life. It cost him his life. Because that one time of him going to juvenile for taking his sister's car was pretty much the end of his life. They told me that they will allow him to go to his brother's funeral. 2 days before the funeral, they told me they didn't have the manpower to accommodate him to go to the funeral. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't no baby shower, graduation. This is a funeral. If I got to pay for the manpower, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay. No, it's a lot bigger than that. It's not a money issue. It's the manpower issue. Do I gotta hire private security? What do I gotta do? This child needs to go see his brother. This is the last time you'll ever see him in this lifetime. I'm sorry, you can't help you. I had to make an emergency call and tell my son to prepare him 2 days before. Baby, they're not gonna let you out to go to his funeral. They're not gonna let you out, baby. And it broke him. He became so angry, 16 years of age, never been separated from his mama, never been separated from his family. Now these people get to control every aspect of his life. When he wake up, when he go to sleep, whether he can go to his brother's funeral or not. So he became very angry, trauma. And jail, being that it's supposed to be a rehabilitation center, did not rehabilitate him. I'm finding out now that they put him on medication without my consent. Yes, baby, I'll be out, okay? Yeah, give me a minute. All right. And so we started fighting. All the other young children in there started fighting the staff. No anger management, no trauma, no none of that. I found out that they medicated my son without my permission. He was a ward of the state. So he kept on racking up charges. Now he didn't call a charge for assault. Now he didn't call a charge for, fight. Now he didn't call another charge. What was supposed to be 3 days, 2 weeks, turned into 5 years. My son had never, ever slept outside of my house. I didn't believe in that. Spending a night at your friend's house for what? You got a house. You don't need to spend a night at your friend's house. My eyeballs need to be on you all 25/7. So the day that I lost my 15-year-old was the day that I lost my 16-year-old. For 5 years, they had this boy locked up. And it kept trying to medicate him and kept trying to, have him complete these programs and all of this stuff. And didn't get to the root of the trauma. That this is a young boy who just lost the only best friend he ever had in life. And he don't understand why. Make a long story short, he got out February of this year. After doing almost 5 years. And when he got out, he was a total shell. He was not the same young 16-year-old boy who went in there. Everything about his life had changed. Everything. Eating was different. Sleeping was different. He couldn't sleep at night. So I'm finding out after his passing, they gave him medication to help him sleep. He did not need medication to help him sleep. He needed trauma therapy. He was traumatized. He needed rehabilitation. He needed a mentor. That's what he needed. So he got out, got into a car accident 3 days prior to his death, and gashed his whole back open, gashed his whole kneecap open. And asked somebody for a pain pill so he didn't have to go to the hospital because he was on probation. And any contact with the police, anything, is a violation of probation. That's a hook. Right? So he asked for something for pain until he got down here with his mama. and his mama could take care of him. And I have a degree. I have a degree as a medical assistant, but my doctorate is in demolishing devils systems. That's what my doctorate is in. It's not an MD. It's a demon slayer doctor. Okay? Ministerial. Nevertheless, he asked for a pain pill. And who has the borders wide open for the cartels to come in and infiltrate communities that are impoverished, full of trauma and poverty? People just out trying to make a hustle or a living. More traumatized people out traumatizing people because that's the only way they know to go. And the boy gave my son some fentanyl and killed my son. So now I got 2 children. I don't get grandchildren from them. One died at 15. One died at 21. I don't get children from them. All of the generations that were in their loins, the seeds, the nations that were in their loins. I don't get that. Okay? But this was after I said, yes, that I would make sure that others that look like me could get financial literacy, break systemic oppression financially, and build generational wealth. That way it wouldn't be no crimes. I like people that's really ignorant, swear they smart. Why they don't just stop crying? Well, why don't you give them what was rightfully taken from them? And guess what? You can eliminate crime overnight if you really wanted to. They could eliminate crime overnight if they really wanted to. Let me school you real quick, Johnny Cantrell. I got 2 seconds for you. And like I said, I value my time. So all of that foolishness, that's why I just let it roll off. But let me school you real quick. Money don't solve problems, but my God said money answereth all things. I bet you money will solve a housing problem. Money will solve a hunger problem. Money can solve a sick diagnosis problem. Money can solve a heating your house problem, fueling your car problem, buying food problem. Those are a lot of problems that money can solve. And my word says money answereth all things. That's in the book of Ecclesiastes. I dare you to go look it up. But if you now want to eradicate violence and crime, why don't you give back what rightfully belongs to them and all of that will disappear? Where do mental illness come from where they go in and decide to just annihilate a whole bunch of people, untreated trauma? Burglaries and theft, where that come from? Untreated trauma. Tired of going home hungry, tired of going to bed hungry, tired of seeing mama cry, tired of seeing struggling. Trauma. What kid is born and like, yeah, I want to live a life of crime. Yeah, I want to steal from people. Yeah, I'm going to go out here today and just take something from somebody. That's your family, okay? That's your family. I grew up dirt poor and ain't never stole nothing either. Different strokes from different folks. See, that's the thing. That everybody thinks that everybody got to be like everybody else. Wrong. You know how we are all different? Fingerprint tells you that. No man has the same fingerprint. No woman has the same fingerprint. Period. And everybody ain't the same. What your family did ain't what somebody else's family did. And if I'm not talking to you, why are you here listening? That's what I really want to know. If this don't apply to you, then let it fly off of you. And you can actually join somebody else's TikTok. Okay? Or TikTok. If this ain't the one over here for you. Ain't nobody got no strings and no weaponry pulled to nobody's head and say, watch my TikTok or my live. I'm speaking to those who I'm speaking to. Period. Because this is real for a lot of people. This is real life for a lot of people. You do the same. Take care. Have a great evening. We think everybody's supposed to be the same. Oh, if I got through that, you can too. We're not all wired the same. We're not all wired the same. We don't think the same. We don't act the same. We don't respond the same. Some people get hurt one time and that's it. Send them off the rocker. Some people can keep on taking lickings and keep on ticking. And you'd be like, wow, what kind of strength do you have? Some people are very vocal. Some people are very reserved. Some people process trauma. That's what I learned with my children. I could not discipline my children all the same. That alone is trauma. Who grew up in a house where everybody got a whooping? Not knowing that every child don't deserve a whooping. Some children cannot handle spankings. That stuff been passed down. We have inherited trauma. And we're trying to move through trauma. We're trying to live and function through trauma. We're trying to grow up through trauma. We're trying to level up, boss up, scale up, but still through trauma. And we're still being re-traumatized. Every time you see one of your own out there laying on the ground, you're re-traumatized again. Every time you see nobody that look like you get justice and justice was really supposed to be served and they don't get it, that re-traumatizes us, man. Every time we lose our children to your system, that re-traumatizes us because we think about the millions of children that have been lost through your system and by your system. You understand? The first thing you want to know, well, why you can't? We don't know how. Everything about our life, from our language to our culture to our everything about us, have been ripped off from us. Everything. Our inheritance. You understand what I'm saying? I speak from truth and from experience. I'm not going to ever tell you no lie. Not intentionally. And if I ever tell you something that is not accurate, I'm going to be big enough and woman enough to say, you know what? I found out that was not accurate. I'm going to make sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about before I bring it to you. Because I don't want to have to go back and backtrack. But I'm not too proud enough to go back and backtrack. But when I show up here, family, I'm not on no BS. I'm not one of these gurus out here trying to get your money. I'm a mama that have been wounded. I'm a woman. I'm a wounded warrior, but I'm a warrior. Don't misconstrue that. And when I signed up, I didn't sign up for just me and my own and myself and my. Imagine after the first child, and then you out here trying to lead other people, and then you got another child that was murdered by a same system that murdered your first. That was enough to take you out all by itself. And yet, and still, I show up. I still be like, look, I done took it for us, so that you ain't got to take it. Baby, this is how we keep our kids out of the morgue. This is how we keep our kids out of prison. They jacked my son up. My baby got out and said, Mama, they messed my mind up. It's like, Mama, they messed my mind up, Mama. And it wasn't just his words that let me know they messed his mind up. It was his action. He was just like a shell. Where is this book at? I want to read something to y'all, and then I'm gonna leave, okay? Because my baby was a scribe. He wrote down every day how he felt. Every day that he was locked up. From the day that he got arrested, he wrote down how he felt. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find it. Hold on, y'all. Where is my baby's book at? Wow. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. I'm looking for it. I do not know what my husband did with it. He might have put it up so that thought I put it on the bookshelf. I wanted y'all to hear it, but for time's sake, next time I come, I'm gonna sit down and share a little bit. But day one went something like, "Hey, Mama, you know, I'm here, and I'm trying to adapt to this, and you know, I know God does all things for a reason. Maybe He's trying to sit me down and warn me. I know that you've always taught us. You sat down and showed us about the system because I educated my kids. I told them the truth. My kids were not looking at B and J and Bay and J and all of this entertainment. No, they didn't have cell phones. None of that. You wasn't watching BET. None of that. Black entertainment television. Never. I'm going to show you real raw. You need to make good decisions, wise decisions about who you be with, who you hang with. You need to be discerning at all times. That was how I taught so that was the first letter. Like, you know, you showed us this stuff and you told us not to ever get in the system. Second day, hey, Mama, it was good seeing you today. I really miss you. I'm not trying to be no big baby mama, but I don't know how I can go to sleep without you every night. I just can't wait to go to court. Day 3, number 3. He said, Mama, there's something evil in this place. Just sitting in here day in and day out and just sitting in this room. Start making me think evil thoughts. Mama, the devil is telling me to do evil things and putting evil thoughts in my mind. This was on day 3. When I got to day 3, I had to close the book. I'm like, wow. Because I kept asking my son, what happened? Baby, you went in one way. What happened? Real talk. He's like, Mama, them people messed up my mind, Mama. I love you too. You finna leave? Okay. Let me know when you make it home. And so I asked him, what happened? But he couldn't articulate what happened. He didn't know. But he journaled it. Day 4, he was like, man, these people screaming all night. This is tormenting. These young boys banging on the door, sizing me up, looking at me. And my son's like 5'5" at this time, real short. So I got to watch my back. People talking trash and acting like they're going to punk me and take my stuff. I'm like, wow, baby. Keep the faith. Pray. Ask for protection. I'm doing the same thing. They're going to let you out. They're going to let you out. That turned into 5 years. My baby got out. What I was looking at was, best way I can describe it as a shell. It's like no emotions. Like just a reprogrammed child. I'm like, trying to take him out, handle his business, introduce him back into mainstream society because he's been gone so long, lots of change. He's like, Mama, them people took my life. I'm like, no, baby, you still got life. He was like, no, them people took my life. And I'm learning that this has not just happened to my son, that this has happened to a lot of people that we know. They go in one way and they come out and they can't be who they are. They don't know how to. What are y'all doing in these prison systems? Because it ain't rehabilitation. You are absolutely rewiring these people, making them monsters, and then sending them back out here in mainstream society, knowing that they're going to fail because they don't know how to do nothing. You put an animal in a cell, it will chase its tail and bite its own tail off, go absolutely insane, crazy. Now imagine doing that to a human being. A being is supposed to always make movements. We're beings. We're supposed to always be moving. Now you got them isolated in a room 23 hours a day. When they come out, they have to protect themselves, be on the guard. All of this other stuff that they've never been used to. And then you want them to get out in mainstream society and be all right. And then because they're traumatized from being put in a situation like that, where it's a fight or flight, where they always in fight mode, never in flight mode, always in fight mode. Everything from the guards to the other people, always in fight mode. And instead of treating the root of the trauma, you medicate it and suppress it. You put them on medication, say this will help you sleep at night. All of the people in there calling on the God of the dark, selling their soul in exchange to get out. Do y'all know that the penitentiary, the prison system, the jailhouse is the most heavily infiltrated demonic place to ever be? Ask me how I know. Because I spent the majority from 12 all the way up to 16 in that place. I never was wanting to unalive myself until I got into that place. locking me up in rooms and seeing things that I shouldn't have been seeing. Real talk. So when I say I went hard on my kids and not ever go to that place, because I was traumatized by that place as a young lady. And they didn't want to let me out because of my mother's addiction. So I went to juvenile hall over 50 times. I did not want my children to end up in that place. So I kept it way too real with my children. And then here my son is. This is my only child out of 9 children that ever was arrested. First time being arrested. And they said, well, let's look at your school records. You like to joke around in school a lot. We think we might want to put you in a group home or something. We think we might want to separate. How is separating him from his parent going to help him? Make that make sense. They messed this boy up. They messed him up. My son got out smoking cigarettes. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? I knew something was wrong with my son. My son ain't never smoked. Do you understand me? But my daughter told me one day, you know, Kavare was down the street picking up cigarette butts off the ground. I'm like, what? What did you say? He was not right. I don't care about being transparent. I was trying to process it when he first got out. I was dealing with it when he first got out. Just like the loss. I was mourning the loss of my son. And the very thing that I fought up against, I would not let them break me. They would put me in rooms and lock me up in rooms for days. I don't know if you can see this, but y'all see these marks on my arm? They've been here since I was 12, 13 years of age. You see those marks on my arm? These cuts. Y'all see these marks? These scars? Right here. You see that one right here? That came from trying to off myself in juvenile hall. That's where that came from. Never ever felt that way up until I fought up against that. Being degraded and having men look at your young body while you take a shower, all in the name of a guard. Having men looking at your private parts and handing you your underwears. Oh, it's terrible. And talk to you like you trash. Not like you a child. It's terrible. It's designed to break you. Not to help you. And it broke my son. Everybody is not alike. What didn't break me broke him. And it cost him his life. I don't even believe that he felt like he could live a normal life. He was like, Mommy, you know, I laid up in there and I was just thinking about everything that I was going to do when I get out. He was like, and now that I'm out, I see like it was just like a fantasy. I just knew it was going to come. Like, I'm going to get out, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get back to normal. He was like, Mama, this is the hardest thing I've ever went through in my life. He was like, all this technology and all of this, how y'all moving, like, it's just happening too fast. You heard the story about the young man who was falsely accused in New York, went to jail, did like 3 to 5 years. They let him out after they found out he was innocent. And it was too much for him. He offed himself. because he couldn't fit back into main society. Those years that they took from him. They made a documentary on him. I can't remember saying his name off it. It's a real thing, though. It's a real thing. And that is why I show up. It's been hard for me. I wasn't willing to lose one, but I did. And I'm like, okay. But they took both of my sons out of this earth. Premature. I only had my boys for 15 and 21 years. And both of them was murdered by medication. And we don't make no medication. We don't distribute no medication. And the same ones that did that to my sons is continuing to do that to other people's sons and daughters. So that's why I show up. As much as I'm hurt, as much pain as I'm in, I'm not showing up on no BS at all. When I show up, I'm showing up on purpose. So I ain't got nothing else to lose. I ain't got nothing else to lose. You done took everything that you could take from me. Imagine having to wear your sons on your shirt. Imagine that, because that's my life. This is what I got. My sons. That's all I got. I gotta wear them on me, on my shirt. But I vowed that I will make sure that another mother has to wear her sons or daughters on her shirt. I can't save the world, but I can change one life at a time, and together collectively. You know the young man who gave my son the pill that kills? Said the only reason why he have those type of pills on him is because he broke. And he don't got no other means of making money. They bring it in and then have us distribute it amongst one another. That's called psychological warfare, real talk. And then what we do is participate in guerrilla warfare against one another. See, I'm not fighting against people. These are systems. Systems. So let me reintroduce myself, and let me go ahead and jump off now that I've been here 1 hour and 24 minutes. When I come through with solutions, I didn't say when I come through here with sales. I'm not a salesman. I'm a community leader. I'm a community organizer. I'm the voice crying out in the wilderness. I'm a deliverer. I'm a chain breaker. You understand? Every time I show up, it's the campaign against ignorance, lack, and poverty, and death and destruction. You better understand that. It's not here on no bullcrap. I didn't suffer too much to be playing games. There ain't no way in the world that you can suffer as greatly as I have suffered and be out here faking it to make it. And I ain't going nowhere. And let me say this real quick. What's my top priority right now is that I live. And that I do not give in to the tactics of the enemy. And that is to snuff out my life. Because this type of pain has the ability to make you go mentally insane or go to some type of asylum or do something to yourself. I'm getting through this without the use of medication or drugs or alcohol. Do you understand what I'm saying? So put some respect on my grief, and you're going to get everything that I vowed to you. But I'm taking care of me so that I can be effective when I'm taking care of you. And even in the midst of this, I still see the sword coming for people that look like me. It's coming for a lot of people, but the people that look like me are unprepared. So they're going to suffer worse than anybody else. So even in the midst of this, when I want to go lay down, it's like, look, man, no, you see that? You see what they're doing? The same people who did what they did to my sons is doing these same games and tricks to people that look like me that I love. And I'm just supposed to sit back and die and drink myself and smoke myself and be cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. That's what I'm supposed to do. No, I will package, recycle my pain. And my pain will be my purpose. And the justice that I sought and am seeking, for them to be held accountable for what they did may never come in this lifetime. But guess what my justice is? Your liberation. That's justice. That you won't be able to kill another because of poverty, low income, trauma, and all of that stuff. All of that stuff leads to poverty and all of that stuff. That's what leads to that. Poverty leads to trauma. Trauma leads to more trauma and crime and hurting people. And then you put us all hurting together in a melting pot. And it's the survival of the fittest, in what you call the hood, the underprivileged areas. Like, you got to give us handouts. We're not asking for no handouts. Give us what rightfully belongs to us. And if you don't want to give it to us, then we'll get dressed and we'll take it and confiscate it the legal right way. Are you walking with me? If you walking with me, just put yes in the chat. I don't think you understand me. If you ain't going to give it to me, then I guess I need to come and get mine. If you're not going to willingly hand over what rightfully belongs to me, then I'm going to go get dressed to get all of mine back. And you know what? When I come, I'm coming with a whole entire nation that I have prepared to come in and get theirs as well. Period. That's the reason. See, I didn't wait to perfect anything to get things done. When God said go buy the land, I went to go buy it. And then he said, to those who would like to be a part and at least get them something that will preserve them now and later, then you share your land with them. And that's what I did. I gave y'all opportunities. You go anywhere else, they charge you $179,000 for an acre of land. I'm like, look, come over here. We can all piece it up. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 for a half acre of land. I initially said 25 bands for the land. And then I'm like, let me show you how to get the money to buy you some land. Because, see, they preparing for the death of the dollar, but you not. You don't got no hard assets. What, you got a job? What you still renting? Baby, I don't care what you got. Get you some dirt. You can always eat. You can always live. You can always build. Why you out here trying to buy you a house for $400,000 or something when you can go buy you an acre of land and then go build you a home on that, and you ain't got no rent or no mortgage? Is you crazy or that you actually own something that appreciates every year? So now you can get equity out of your dirt that you went and invested in yourself. As long as you got land, you can sell off some of your land. You will never be broke. Why do you think they don't want you to have it? Why do you think they ain't gave you your 40 acres? Because it's wealth. That's real wealth. They want you chasing currency and holding on to paper currency, which ain't nothing. It's printed. It's fake. It's fiat money. It is exchange. It's meant to be exchanged from one hand to another. When you get your paycheck and you cash it or it's direct deposited, it is now exchanged to the bill collectors. Hello, somebody. It's meant for transactions, not saving. That's why you can't save enough of it up. Something gonna come through and get it. See, we wouldn't need their medications and things of that sort. We had our own hospitals, right? Guess where you can build your own hospital at? The way that you need it, the way you want it structured, the way you want it ran, the services you want to offer. Guess where you can build that out? On your land. Well, I want to teach a certain trade. I don't like the school systems. Guess where you can build a school at? On your land. Baby, did you know that the little piece of land that you got, if they come out and they analyze it and evaluate it, and say, for instance, you bought it for $10,000, but you have a developer and you want to build something on it, and they say, we'll appreciate this land, even though you paid $10,000 for it, with the idea, the developer saying, hey, I'm gonna build some tiny homes on this, or I'm gonna build a community of tiny homes, or a community of mobile homes, or I'm gonna build some tract homes, or I'm gonna put a hospital here, or a gas station. Now they gonna give you an offer on that little piece of dirt that you bought for $10,000, according to the size of the vision that you drew out for that little piece of dirt. See, we were never taught this stuff. I got a business mate who took 3 acres of land, 3 acres of dirt, bought the 3 acres of dirt for $60,000, and then turned around and drew a $6 million community on them 3 acres. Him and his children and his children's children will eat for the rest of their life because of 3 acres of dirt. And a $60,000 investment yielded him a $6 million return. And when you got a plan and a vision to do things and to help people and eradicate and lessen the burden of the government, investors are at your beck and call. Yes, I would love to invest. We love to buy income. I got 100,000. I'm gonna get 200,000 back all day long. You can have it all day long. I'll invest $1 million. I'm gonna get 3 million all day long. You can have $1 million. We're not educated with this type of knowledge. I got a whole entire book. Is it in here? Hold on, let me see something. I'm gonna disclose something because y'all swear I'll be coming by. Can you have festivals on our land? Yes, it's yours. People be thinking I'll be out here. This is my mentor without showing you who it is. Y'all see how much it costs for 2 days? 2 days. When I tell you that I will mentor you for that much, for 12 months, to show you exactly what my mentor, who charges $25,000 for 2 days. Do y'all see that? 2 days. It's originally $52,000. But this was a deal for the day. Originally $52,000, but it was $25,000 for the day for 2 days. This is the price to spend 1 year with 6 phone calls in 2 years. With 9 phone calls. Phone calls. 40,000. 25,000. Okay? If you paid in a payment plan, you're going to pay more. This is my mentor. But check this out. Because see, I went and paid it so that you didn't have to. I went and did that. When I tell you that, all of these are connections that I have made, investors, all of these. This is at the front, okay? I went and did the work, put in the work. I wanted to learn the game so I can bring it back to those who don't know the game. Our people perish for a lack of knowledge, but check this out. As you can see, my receipt, okay? Hello, somebody. As you can see, my receipt. Yeah, baby, I got receipts. You see that? 25,000 for 2 days. 50,000 for a weekend. Hello, somebody? To go get the juice and the sauce. My receipt. My name, my info, my address is up here, so I'm not going to show you that. Okay? But I've been there, did that. Got a t-shirt for it. Now, and then that was the second receipt for another 25 bands. Okay? For another 25 bands. But I want to show you something. I just want to show y'all one thing. Oh, thank you so much. Where is this page at? Give me 1 second. I want to show you how many freaking investors I'm connected to as we speak. It might be in my online thing, I'm sure. If I know it's in here somewhere, but like I said, for time's sake, I wanted to show y'all real quick, and I ain't got all of this time to go through this whole entire book. I got over 1,000 investors that I'm connected to. If I was on Facebook right now, they block me because I tell the truth and they ain't gonna never control me. Nevertheless, it's over here on my computer, okay? I might have grabbed the wrong book. But I got over 1,000 investors with their names, their address in every state and in every city. If I wanted to call them up and say, I just bought 47 acres of land and I want to build this type of community, I want to build multifamily units on here, I want to put a dog park, I want to have this part for senior citizen living, I want to have this part for daycare, and this part for that we can teach trade school, not just regular school, but trade, because degrees and stuff ain't going to be no good, but trades is always going to be good, okay? So if I wanted to tell them that, and ask them to invest, they're always looking to buy income. I just gave them a game deal that will bring them money for years to come. They would jump on it with a heartbeat. I paid to go do that with other people. But as I sat in those meetings and as I sat in those proximities, all I could think about was my people and how they do not have the same advantage and opportunity. I bleed when I sit in those meetings. I'm like, wow, our communities wouldn't be as bad as they was if we knew this information. So what must I do to change the narrative? Go back and empower my communities and give them the same information that I paid $50,000 for. I give them that same information and that same access and that same blueprint because I didn't win it, I didn't done it. I give them that. And instead of me trying to go out and make a million and millions by myself, I'm going to share it, because if we get 30 people, that's 30 million amongst us. We get 300, that's 300 million amongst us. We get 1,000, that's 1,000 millionaires amongst us. Do you know what we can do with that? And because I took that initiative, then of course the enemy was riled up and got mad and went to the weakest link. The one that had doors open, the one that had his mind lost in prison system, and took my baby up out this earth. And yet and still, I still come back. I say, y'all ready to go? Somebody got to put a stop to this. Somebody. Yeah, we the Martin Luther Kings, we the Rosa Parks. Yeah, we are. We the Louis Farrakhans of our generation. We the next forerunners. We got a whole generation of young folks right now that we cannot pass no torch to, because they too entertained, they too PlayStation out, they too gaming out, they too weeded out, they too pill popping out. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, because every time I show up, it don't matter what I show up for and how I show up. I wanted y'all to let y'all know that when I show up in real life. And if you ever, and because I said everything about me is changing and everything has to change about me because of the trauma that I just suffered again. How many of y'all think I'm playing games with anybody now and babysitting anybody? How many of you guys think that I would absolutely get up here and waste any more of my time that I don't have, that I cannot get back? The time that I was spending and out here grinding and out here leading could have been time spent with the very child that I only had a month and 3 weeks to spend with. I could have been spending all of that time had I known he was going to pass away. I got living children that are hurt and grieving that I'm taking time away from now to come and speak to people. What reward is it? What reward is it in it for me? What reward? Because I told the Most High, I'm not gonna be like them. I'm not missing the promised land. I got to see my reward in life and living color. No. My grand and great child. No, they're not gonna get to eat the fruit of my labor without me eating some of the fruit of my labor. Hell to the no. That is not gonna happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor right alongside with them. I'm going to enjoy my life while I am building. That's what I am going to do. I'm not going to take life for granted. I'm not going to play small. I'm not going to discount myself anymore. Nothing about me or anything that I come with is on discount anymore. Do y'all hear me? If you ever wanted to work with me now, it's either now or never. Nothing that I have or offer, because what I'm going to do is change your life, your financial forecast, and the trajectory of your generations that proceeded after you. Period. Period. That's what I am going to do. And that's not for sale or on discount. Everything that I have done thus far has been for the empowerment and the helping of my people. But I've lost a lot and I've suffered a lot. So now everything about me is changing for the best. My time, the value of my time, it goes up. Everything goes up because I can't get that back. But I want to say this before I go, okay? I done said it all the time, and you will see me. If you ain't following me over here on Facebook, then you want to make sure you follow me over here, because if Mark Zuckerberg and Instagram and all these other people over here on TikTok and all of that stuff, they ever want to decide to get crazy, cool. And if YouTube want to get crazy, that's even cooler, because I have my own ecosystem, my email list. If you ain't on that, get on that, okay? Because if you don't, you will not be able to keep up with me. If you ain't subscribed over there onto my Clubhouse, then you probably want to get over there, because I will be where I am needed and not where I am tolerated or used and abused. My time will be used wisely. And if you don't want what God has for you, that's cool. Somebody else does. And I say that with all due respect. I told the Father, if I'm going to have to go through such a great suffering, this is how it's going to have to be. So with that being said, y'all, we bought some more land out here in Texas. You don't have to live here in Texas to buy you some land. Plant some corn on it. It's a $50,000 a year harvest for corn on your little bitty piece of land. Corn, $50,000. Put some lavender on there. $50,000 to $75,000 every year, every season, off that little piece of land. Tiny homes, you can rent them out. If you didn't do nothing with that dirt, but just to let it appreciate. That's it. Let it appreciate. And in 2 years, you'll have triple your investment off of that land. You can allow big trucks to park on your land. We right by the freeway. So you can use it as a place for big trucks to store their vehicle. Charge $4,000, anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a month for them to be able to park per truck. Do 4 of those, just 4 trucks, you almost at $20,000 a month. Say for instance, you got 8. Now you almost at 40,000. You got 16 on your land. You at $160,000 a month. Off of dirt. Off of dirt. So here's what I have for y'all. We just bought more, and we're going to give our people an opportunity. If you don't want it, that's cool. We got a whole entire. Let me see if I can go over here. Hold on one second. Let me show you. Let me see if I can go over here. Let me see if this is over here on this drive. Hold on. See if I can pull it up real quick. Hold on, y'all. I gotta scroll all the way down because it's like. Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling it up. Y'all just hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. I tell you, I got some stuff in real life. Brian House, like Travis. Let's see. Trying to make sure it's in this video as well. Oh, here we go. Found it. Finally. All right, y'all. Your work is being synced to this computer so you can edit offline with Docs. I'm not trying to edit anything. I want to show you. Let me show y'all over here. I love you too, sister. I'm going to try to let y'all see over here. There ain't a whole bunch of people over. I'm going to let it play. But this is my investors. These are the groups of people that I'm surrounded by.
So I got an amazing testimonial. This comes from one of our licensees, actually, Tawana. Johnny, pull the video up. We're good to go. Check what she has to say.
Hey there, Kelvin. This is Dr. Tawana Worlds, and I wanted to take just a quick moment to say thank you. Shout out the whole Grand Cordon Enterprise Corporation, all you wonderful staff and support team that absolutely rock and make it possible for people like myself to see things we never saw. And what I mean by that is I can remember 20-something years ago, eating out of the garbage can. I come from the poorest of the poorest. But because I have invested in myself and applied the knowledge and the wisdom that Uncle G gives out to us all, I was able to 10x my business and pay $40,000 to myself last month alone. So y'all rock, y'all out here changing people's lives, and I just want to say thank you. God bless you.
also wanted to add that she's also coming down to the. She's also coming down to the July. I wanted to add she's coming down to the July boot camp as an ultimate VIP as well. So she'll be at Grand
$50,000 investment as an ultimate VIP. You understand? So I went in and got the information that was needed to be able to bring it back out and share it. Not only needed, did it. And doing the same exact things that very, very wealthy people have done. I could go over here to, I'm in their masterminds. We do deals all the time. Okay? Let me show y'all something. I can't show y'all the name of it, but let me. Because seeing is believing. It's 1,200 members, and all we do is invest. You understand? All we do is invest. That's it. That's all they do in here is invest. That's it. Let me flip this around. All we do in here is do deals, invest, buy properties. Okay? Come together, mastermind together. No outsiders allowed whatsoever. Because all we do is come in here and invest. It's 1,200 of us in here investing into dirt, into land, into multifamily, all of that. Investing. That's it. And you see they quote, I don't never worry about the economy. No. Because they didn't set themselves up in a real way. Okay? They prioritize their life. They do it together. Investors, I can come in here and tell them, look, we got the markets, the hot markets to buy. Listen, way too much. Let me stop this because y'all been insane. Way too much information. Let me see how to turn this back around now, y'all. So I say this in the most humblest, respectful way. I don't have to come out here and do anything for anybody. I'm on enough inside groups. Way more than enough inside groups with a lot of investors. With a lot of investors. I'm investing as we speak with a lot more investors here in Dallas, there in Atlanta. But I can never forget about where I come from. And I can never forget about people who come from where I come from and still trying to get out. And that's why I show up. So with that being said, with my little 30 seconds left, we just bought some more dirt. There's so many different things that I can teach you how to do with dirt. Buying the dirt. We need seed. We need food. There's a food crisis coming. It's already here. We need to have our own, built by our own. Built by us, for us. That's how we change the game, the economy. Now we have economic empowerment in our communities. So I have 4 spots for a 1/4 acre of land. Here in Texas, in the path of growth, has its own will, power, whatever. No restrictions for $2,500. It's first come, first serve. Go tell me where you can buy a 1/4 acre of land for $2,500. You can build on it. You will get your own deed on it. We have the developer coming out, have your own name on your street, on your land. Even if you never moved there, and if all else failed, you can go get you an RV, a trailer, you can go get you a mobile home and put it on your dirt and live there without having to worry about a landlord, because you are the landlord. 4 spots, quarter of an acre, $2,500. Period, point blank. Now, I'm going to say this. It's on a first come, first serve basis. Anytime I get up here and I say something like that, it's going to go fast. Period. A quarter of an acre is 10,890 square feet. Let me tell you what you can build on a quarter of an acre, because it may sound small to some, but it's a lot. You can build 4 2,100 square foot homes on a quarter of an acre. It's 10,000 square feet. You can build a grocery store. You can build 2 fourplexes. That's 8 units. Now you're in passive income. You done put some multi-family homes on some dirt. Your dirt's appreciating. The cost of your property is appreciating. Every single month, somebody's paying you rent to stay on your dirt. You can go get a loan appreciated at the price of your land. You paid $2,500. You can go get 20 bands, 30 bands, whatever its appreciation is. Go get that. That's one hell of an investment. We have 3 spots for half of an acre at $5K. A half of an acre is 2 quarter acres. So now you have 20,000, 21,000 square feet. That's enough to build 8 2,100 square foot homes. And then you go ahead and you add rent on that. Say, for instance, rent is every bit of $1,800, $2,000 times 8 every single month. It's your land. Can't nobody tell you what to do with it. Okay? And then we have 1 acre at $10K. 1 acre at $10K. Now, 1 acre, you can build 18 2,400 square foot homes on 1 acre of land. You can live there, build you a school, build you a restaurant, have your mama and your daddy and your kids have them a house, and you still got hella land left to play with. That's working smarter and not harder. That's making your money work for you. I'm also having a workshop coming up soon. You can go ahead and register for it. All of the information over here in YouTube is in the description. For those on TikTok and Instagram, you have to email me. And again, it is first come, first serve. I'm going to show you how to go from brick and mortar to click and order. Can I show y'all something right here? And I'm not flexing on y'all. I promise y'all I'm not. I would never flex on y'all. Never. I don't have a reason to. I only share this because seeing is believing for a lot of people. And if you ain't got receipts, people don't believe you. So success leave receipts. I got them. If I'm out here telling you that I can help you make $1 million, I'm out here telling you that I can help you make 100,000. There's all kind of different ways to do this. But if I'm out here telling you and I ain't did it, then shame on me. If I can show you how to add this, as y'all can see, Pioneer's Power Circle is mine. It ain't nobody else's. It's mine. 313,000 since January. This ain't got nothing to do with real estate. This is all about machines, $1 million machines. Same thing I've been telling all my people, come learn how to do this, because now you got cash to turn it into assets. As you can see, Pioneer's Power Circle. Go see who the owner of that is. Me. If I tell you you can build your own economy, this is what it's at. Yeah, we didn't waste too much time building their economy, and that economy is turning on you. But now I'm showing you how to build your own economy. If you're going to be online, you might as well get paid. And if you don't want to be online like that, then guess what? All of this technology, when I tell you these things will write books for y'all, these things will create websites for y'all, these things will create businesses for y'all, I got some juice and some sauce, and I'm not at liberty to share here all of my resources for free. Never. Like I said, I cost too much, and what I have gone through has cost me too much. But those are the opportunities that I have available for you, from brick and mortar to click and order, because that is where success has went. And success leaves clues as well as receipts. Everything brick and mortar is going bye-bye. Everything click and order is going hello, it's going up. All this virtual AI, all of this stuff, y'all should have been over here. Stop trying to work for 9 to 5. Can I do this? Hell yeah. I can show you how to make $1 million just doing affiliate marketing, telling somebody else about somebody else's stuff. And every time you tell somebody else about somebody else's stuff and they like it and buy it, you get half of that. So if I got $1,000 course and you tell somebody that woman's the truth, that course you should get it, you should check her out, and she buys my $1,000 course, you get $500 of that $1,000. And all you did was a word of mouth affiliate marketing. That's $1 million. How to get $1 million in business funding. How to get $1 million for LLCs. Funding for each $250,000. You have $1 million. You can go do that in 1 week. I can show you how to build a machine that will run for you and play like it's like you're alive, and you're not live, and while you're sleeping, you're making money in your sleep. How to write books for people, how to build out businesses for people. Most people are going back to the brick and mortar because they relaxed the standards from, the what happened in 2020. So most people ain't got time to build businesses, but they know that they need to have something in place, because what happened in 2020 taught them that they cannot rely on their jobs. So you come through and I show you how to build businesses. If you are an introvert and you don't like showing your face, now you can be making $50,000 per client on the front end and the back end. All right, y'all. Everything that I got is below, okay? I came by to serve you, not to sell you anything. I don't know when the next time y'all gonna see me. And the next time when I come won't be the same opportunities. I'm not trying to lead you to 9 to 5. I'm trying to lead you to true generational wealth. That way your kids and your kids' kids will have something. And you will know that me and mine will never go hungry. That is the greatest satisfaction. That's the great payback. That is justice for me. With that being said, I love y'all. I thank you for your time. If I can serve you in any capacity, don't hesitate to reach out. The programs that I'm offering for $97 and $1,000 and $5,000 and all of that stuff will no longer be. You're going to pay me, because now everything about me has changed and increased in value. I'm here to serve you, but I'm going to start shortchanging myself to make other people accommodate others. That's not what I'm going to do. So don't think that I'm brand new. I don't care what you think anyways. I'm just telling you ahead. Don't think Dr. T is acting brand new, charging all of this and all of that. Yeah, you're going to pay like you ain't. Moving forward, it costs me too much. Every day of my life, I'm in pain. If you want to go with me, go with me. While you have the opportunity to go with me. Use their money. Use their credit cards. Use their 401ks, not yours. If the stock market swindles back and forth, you're going to lose it anyway. Use their money. Use other people's money to make you money. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. I have a program where I will teach you how to get dirty rich. And that will also come with about 10 to 12 acres of your own land, and then show you how to parcel that off. That investment is $10K. Now, where are you going to find 10 to 12 acres and what to do with it and how to parcel it off and the developers and the investors and all of that stuff for $10K? Nowhere. You're not. I just showed you $50,000 for 2 days. Okay? All right, y'all. So if I can help you, 10K is a lot of money. It's a lot if you got a poverty mindset. But when you want to come out of poverty, it's not even enough. It's nowhere near enough. It's an investment. I'm going to invest 10K to see if I can get $1 million out. I'm not consuming it. I'm not losing it. I'm going to invest 5,000 because this 5,000 is going to give me 50,000 or 1 million. I'm not consuming anything. I'm investing. I'm becoming smarter with my money. I'm going to invest $2,500 for some land that I could turn around and make $250,000 every year off of. It's an investment. Okay. So if I could serve you in any capacity, don't hesitate to reach out. While I'm in my healing time, y'all don't bother me. When I come out, I'm coming out to serve you. But for the most part, there are days that I can't say nothing to nobody because I'm in so much pain. This is my life, and it's real. And I'm still showing up and building and helping people in the background. Just let me be, okay? Until the next time, family, I will see you on the other side. Go in peace and not in pieces. And if I can't serve you, then tell somebody else. It may not be for you. It may just be for you to hear so you can tell somebody else, okay? Like I said, first come, first serve on all opportunities. Don't hit me up no weeks later talking about, is that still available? It's not. Peace. All right, y'all. I love you too, Sister Sharon. You take care. Love you too, Sister LaWanda. Brother Jason, I love y'all too. Thank you. See y'all on the next time.